Hello, YouTube. This is part 3 of the ongoing series of me reacting to Hex, reacting to my video. Let's continue.
This.
He's bullying me. So what do you have to do with a bully? Well, there's many ways. You go to the principal if you're
Yeah.
in, high school. You don't want to fight them because you probably lose, most likely.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
you'll
Blazeukas has
either
been
lose
winning
physically
personally.
or you could lose entirely, depending on who the bully is and what the situation is. It's very difficult. Like, it's a very hard thing to be in if you're having to face somebody like this.
I think, honestly, I think Blazeukas has been winning against
I should not have stopped the video in my last part. This is good.
Tectone. I don't know. I mean, hey, maybe this is a crazy opinion. I think Blazeukas is winning.
I agree.
I think Tectone has taken L after L.
I agree. Thank you.
And it's been really embarrassing for Mr. Tone.
I mean, outside looking
so,
in.
like, I don't know. I feel like Blazeukas.
I think outside looking in, it's we're probably being a little bit irresponsible. We're probably being a little bit because I'm a nerd. I accept the fact that I like video games, and I understand that that's not perceived well from outside looking in. So when people are outside looking in, I mean, they're gonna look at Tectone and see the success, But then again, I have plenty of credentials to back myself up as well. But either way, like I've acted accordingly here. I've acted fair, in my opinion. And Katya is not perceived very well either. So I know I'm safe. I know I'm making the right points. So yeah, I think it is a W for me.
Blazeukas has been on the up and up. W's across the board. I don't think he's been doing great. I mean, he's taken down Tectone.
Could it get worse? Okay, I'm not trying to take down anybody. Just need to, not try to lie to me, to my face, to try to make a point. That's all. When I'm having a conversation on Twitch, where he has the platform, he has the chat, he has the community, tries to lie to me to take me down. What he did, on him, not me. That's a win. I wasn't looking for a win. I got one anyway. Worse than that, of course, it could get more personal. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it never does, because then legal action and all that stuff has to be taken. But currently online, I'm just going to continue to make the videos that I make. That's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this video. That's how I'm going to do it. That's all I'm going to do. Period. I'm not going to make it personal. He can. I'm not going to answer this question. I'm going to keep it 100 games. 100% games. That's what I'm going to keep it as.
Curiosity. I love to see your game content, dude.
You will. As soon as I'm done having to literally respond to every negativity that I've gotten since I posted that video. What do you think I've been doing? Heck juice. I've been battling my perspective and my opinions for the past 12 days. Either concede to my point or move on, and I'll move on, and we'll cover other things. I'll cover other creators, and we'll go that way. If you're not covering me, I'm not going to cover you. Period. I've said all I need to say about Tectone for now. I've said everything I need to say about you, and I already had said everything I need to say about you, Hex. You're the one that brought it back up. This is not inflammatory. This is not me being, aggressive. Okay, I'll bring down the tone. I get excited. But it is me saying unequivocally that I've been having to defend myself. And I've already made a video, and I will continue to do this. I'll continue to make all the things I need to do and defend myself, and I will have as much stamina, as much energy as I need to do so. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much influence you have. Okay, so take that with whatever you want to take it as, if you're even watching this and you got this far. All online. Again, reiterate, nothing personal. If it ever does, we'll take legal action, and then we'll deal with it then. Moving on.
Do they know what you do?
Here we go. I'll answer that. Just kidding, I won't. It's personal. Like, why does it matter? Who knows what? Like, that's not a... I've shared some personal information, and that's fine. It's no point.
I'm just wondering. Do you got like kids and shit or no?
Yeah, see, look at this. He's just getting super personal now. Yeah, he is. Which I don't take offense to, but I understand the logic as to why.
You've obviously taken offense to it. I'm not taking offense to it while being so obviously offended.
This is me. Listen, Hex, this is me reacting to that. Okay, what do you want me to do? Just sit there and wait for the conversation to happen? No, I'm going to give you my train of thought. I'm going to tell the audience that I was not offended by it. Not offended by it. I don't care what people. This is not a personal thing to me. This is merely professional. This is my hobby. The games you're playing are part of my hobby. I have a right to debate this. I have a right to have an opinion. And you also have a right to have an opinion. And when you disagree with me, I will have a counter argument. This is how it works. I know it hasn't. I know on your platform, and you can have your platform. I'm not entering your platform. Okay? And when I do, you ban me, that's fine. Move on. Then I said I wouldn't cover any more of your videos. I got the hint. I haven't covered anything past what happened after my last chat with Tectone. And I made an amendment, and that's it. After he banned me. I get the points. I understand the law. Okay?
Oh, Jesus.
Why someone would do this. And this is the tactic that I think Tectone might use on other people. You know how uncomfortable that would feel? Even if you are a good person. Even if you, you know, and we're not innocent. None of us are innocent.
You're the most
innocent,
you
are a good person, right? No. None of us are innocent. And your intentions are good. These kind of tactics can affect you, especially with somebody that has concurrent viewers of 6 to 20, 40,000, whatever it is. I don't even know what the peak is for Tectone. And everybody knows in this space, he's the big dog. He's, as he calls it, and he has a complex, a T-dog. He's T-dog.
There's no way he's taking that serious.
How else am I supposed to take it, Hex? I don't know Tectone. I'm not sitting in there and streaming for the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, every day for 12 hours, you know, sometimes watching him sleep on a couch. I'm not doing that. I've only recently done that because he came after me. I defended my position. And I'm called insane for it. I'm called mentally ill for it. Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Seriously, dude, because that was in a reaction that he had to one of Plazukas's videos.
It's on record. All of this is on record. He said it. He said T-Dog. I have that video saved for forever. It's an hour and 13 me reacting to that phone call, which I've never put out yet. I have it. It's in my VOD. So it's all there. The T-Dog, I referenced that in there. So, and then whatever he says next.
That was a joke, bro. Oh, God.
Not a very good one, then. Not a very good one.
Oh, please get off the internet, bro. Please. I'm begging. I'm begging for your own well-being and sanity. You need to get off the internet, and you do need to go contact your family. You need to find someone as a support system. I don't think, like, you have too much time on your hands.
This is the part I think that they were referencing now. Yeah.
Please get off.
This is not a commentary. This is exactly the kind of things that they're saying in my chats. So it's coming from Hex Juice, and it's coming from Tectone.
Off the fucking internet, bro. He was fucking making fun of you with that too. Holy shit.
And then he has this PTSD acronym that he uses. Post something tectone disorder. Okay? That's
what is it? Post tectone. What is it? Post tectone something swag disorder. Post tectone swag disorder.
I mean, come on.
Oh God, dude.
Those are very like narcissistic. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. But based on all my understanding of what, you know, patterns develop, it can be similar attributed to like a narcissistic tendency.
Yeah, no, that's actually not what narcissists do. So sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
As somebody who's actually educated and known narcissists personally, that's not what narcissists do. You don't know anything about narcissism.
All right, narcissism.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, here we go.
Don't ever bring psychology into anything ever again.
Well, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with your point in essence. Okay, but if you follow my logic, I mean, and if you know generally, and listen, anytime I could be wrong, obviously. I could not know the definition. I'm looking it up right now. Personal qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, need an admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others. Did we not just see that mind manipulation video? Believing others are inferior with weakness, lacking empathy for others with the weakness, need an admiration from his community, his chat, highly of oneself. What does one do if they think highly of themselves? They create these names, T-Dog, PTSD. I think, Hex, I've just educated you. If you're watching this, congratulations. We've all got a little bit smarter. Continue.
When you are so deeply unwell, shut the fuck up. That is not what narcissists do. That is
Again, deeply unwell. I better not hear that again. Thank you. Moving on.
not a trait of narcissism. It is not a pattern of
Narcissism. Personality qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others. Cite mind manipulation video as one example. The fact that he calls himself T-Dog, and if I have to actually post that video, I will. I have that in my Vidoc. And PTSD gives an acronym for people who are around him. I'm not a psychologist. However, I believe my logic is sound. Moving on.
narcissism. Being confident and being a narcissist are not the same thing.
That's not confidence. It could be confidence as well. But those specific qualities are pretty narcissistic, in my opinion. I'm not a medical doctor, though.
And it is very easy to tell the difference. Shut the fuck up. Don't ever.
So weird. Like, why would you say that to someone like that? Can't you talk like me and have a conversation with you, please? Hex? Can we have a civil conversation?
Speak about concepts that you do not understand, you are not educated in, and you are using dog shit like
Wow.
colloquial terms to talk about someone's mental health. Shut the fuck up.
Not to say that that's the case. Could just be the personality, the online personality, right?
Yeah.
Could be, but I am observing it. And it's very clear and distinct. And it's obviously...
He's the first one to ever notice that Tectone is a bit...
I'm probably not. But like I said, I'm the only one that's continuing to push this issue. Clearly.
Is a bit overconfident, I think. I don't know that anyone's ever said that about Tectone before, that he's like...
Well, you previously had said that Tectone's a perfect person, so I doubt you're going to have any criticism for him at all. Or any observations other than... I don't know. I don't want to imply what you think of Tectone other than what you've already said. Moving on.
A little obnoxious and overconfident. So this is definitely a new perspective for the internet. I don't think anyone's ever said this about Tectone
Good. I'm glad now they've been educated and informed. Moving on.
before.
Put me off here. This was something, because before this, the conversation was fine. And then it got personal.
Uh-huh.
That's absolutely 100% true.
We keep it 100 on games.
Uh-huh.
Well, how come
I think
you
he got
say
mad.
you keep...
I think he got mad, honestly. He wanted me to be baited, and I wasn't going to get baited. That's right.
Yeah. You're definitely
He
not
wanted
getting
me to
baited.
bait.
Yeah.
He wanted me to take the bait, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that. I
Right.
would never do that. Maybe in my past
Yeah.
when I was younger and not as smart, but I'm not going to do that now. I would never do that. He didn't expect me to have all these responses for him. But I was ready.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah. You've really taken him off guard. He's off his game. He's really uncomfortable. You're really right
I didn't say that. But I think he was irritated.
on that. That's really true. This is Tectone off his game, anxious, alert, and afraid. Look at that as the face of a person who is extremely concerned about what is going on right now.
And I don't know why you even acknowledged me in chat, to be honest. But bullies do, I think.
Because you keep chatting, bro.
I chatted twice. I said hi, and then I said that. That's it. And they brought me in. True story. That's it. I said hi, and I said that first sentence that I said. I said, I have gained 100% user base from you. That's all I said.
Oh,
if I
brought
me in. Formulated opinion. This is his stick. Chat saw me. Chat saw me.
Yeah.
Tectone knew it. He didn't respond to me. Chat would have bugged him potentially even more because I've been on the radar for the past 10 days. I have.
Yes.
I think
You put yourself on that
choice.
radar.
And no, you and Tectone put me on the radar. Yeah. He knew that this was going to end in the way it did.
But 100 on games and you haven't uploaded any gameplay videos, man.
Another personal attack. I mean, this is less personal.
That's not a personal
I said less personal.
attack. That's an observation.
It is an observation. I've already made it very clear to the people that watch my videos. It's been a pressing issue for me. I played more games today than I played in the last week, and it's definitely something I have to get back to. But I keep on having to defend myself. And so if this thing just continues to like happen, I'm going to have to continue to defend myself and make videos. So if once it goes, slows down a little bit, I'll be able just to post videos on a regular basis, the ones that I want to. And then we don't have to do these reaction videos because I'll tell you, they're pretty long and they're multi-part. And, it is what it is.
He says we keep it 100 on games and he doesn't upload gameplay content. I feel like that.
I don't have to upload gameplay content on my YouTube channel. I'm not directed to. I'm not on the Twitch directory with Wither and Waves, am I? And if I am, I'm playing Wither and Waves. I'm not live on YouTube playing Wither and Waves. If I am, I'm playing Wither and Waves. What is the criticism here? I have 60 hours in Wither and Waves. I'm qualified to be here. Okay? I'm qualified to have this conversation with everyone in the community, including Gotcha. I've spent over $25,000 on Gotcha games over the course of my life. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in video games. I'm qualified to be here. I have investment. I have time.
I don't think that's bullying or a personal attack. I think that's what we call an accurate observation, personally.
Sure, you can, and I would say that's less personal. The question about the games probably would have been easier if he led with that would have been fine. I might have answered that. And I think I tried to answer that, and I just didn't have time. But regardless of that, he led with the family and the kids, and that's just weird.
I mean, a lot of people could make that same exact observation. Jeez.
Specific to games, it's true. Been very busy. I do need to take a step back in videos, but the pressure needs to get turned on. I need to continue to turn it on. So games,
yeah, he needs to.
I do. I need to defend myself. Bit on the table right now. I'm focusing mainly on my mission.
Right.
So games are on the back burner. It's sad to say, and
yeah,
it will be something I have to get back to. So at some point, the videos will have to slow down, and the production will have to decrease.
How come I don't see you playing any games?
I was gonna respond. I was trying to respond. I got timed out a few times. Wouldn't let me do that.
Also, how come you say that if I spend money, it's bad, and if I don't spend money, it's bad?
He got mad at
because
this as well.
I'd like to point out that if you're on Chatterino, it would show him being timed out. It'll show. It shows it when you're timed out. It shows it if you've been banned. Any mod actions that happen to Plazookas would be on Chatterino. Just want to point that out to y'all, just so you know. As someone who uses
the guy saying the other day that if I spent even $1, then it's fine.
Yeah, I've continued to say that. My overall philosophy has been the same since pretty much the beginning video. If you don't support video games, then yeah, it's bad for the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it also gives the impression, that you are not being transparent. You're not being upfront with your audience. I've said this over and over again. Have I expanded it?
Yeah. That's why he also has been coming after me as well, because I'm obviously well known as a free-to-play player, as somebody who because I'm a free-to-play player, and I've spent $130, but I'm free to play. And that's why he's been coming after me as well.
To be fair, I did misspeak on 2 separate occasions, which I have now apologized for. I have made that public, and I've corrected the record. And I do apologize for that. And it's partly why I stopped making videos, to be honest. But not right now, clearly.
As a free-to-play player who spent $135.
I know. I get it. I understand. And I accept fault when fault is do. And in this case, I apologize. I am sorry. There was some misinformation spread specifically in that regard, and I'll clarify the record now. You know, I do think that spending money in the game is ultimately what I want, mostly, because it does then provide the perception that these games are gambling and that they could destroy your life. There's other elements now that I've evolved since my original argument, just because of this community. But overall, yeah, like the editor situation, like there's a lot of things that I need to talk about. But yeah, ultimately, you're right.
Because it shows how what a lack of transparency I have, for sure.
Have I tried to clarify it? Have I been challenged? But of course, all these things. Overall, if you take everything I've said from start to finish, I've been very consistent. And people, and there's a tactic that can be used to try to make you look like you're crazy by not acknowledging what has been said. And this is what I spoke to in my last video. How about that? And we had this long conversation on his actual channel. I talked about this, and we can go back to Gotcha Smack. Gotcha Smack had him on his channel for the, editor debacle, and he saw on his on that.
Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
Bro, I'm fucking. Plazukas is like so on point with all of this, honestly.
Thank you.
It's so crazy.
Man.
Like, how did he figure it out? How did he figure it out?
I'll let you decide
like,
that.
Is
I'll let you make your conclusions.
Insane how Plazukas has figured out that Tectone rigged his gotcha polls. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think I said it exactly like that. And I said that if I had to, swear on the Bible, I would definitely say that didn't happen.
What a genius. Sees content. Oh no. Also, hi, hello. I get the feeling that Tectone is a natural magnet for disaster. He just minds his own business and people bring him up out of nowhere. Today, I found out that that Gotcha Smack's editor from his cancel attempt tried to bring Tectone into this situation by posting the cancel attempt at his Reddit. Like, holy shit, bro, can't take a break. Yeah.
Well, I do believe that Tectone has become, everybody's, like, protector in some regard. But I think that's a persona that he himself has accepted or invited to some extent. I'm not saying that is not easy. I'm sure that's a difficult responsibility. I would not want that. And more power to a person that has that responsibility, but very few can wield it. Very difficult to be a leader.
It's true. You should probably learn how to use more punctuation. I'm going to be honest, but yeah, it's true. Yeah, this is definitely something.
That person, the editor, had posted on his Reddit. And then when he reacted to Gotcha Smacks on his channel a few days later, he said he didn't remember that when he already had seen it. He said he hadn't.
I mean, you've been reacted to in full by Tectone, like your full entire videos multiple times. I don't see where people are not letting you have your entire point. I'm going to be honest. That's
because you keep on calling me mentally ill. That's why. And then chat comes over there and that's what they say. You're not listening. You're not hearing me. As soon as you acknowledge what I'm saying, then we can have a conversation that's actually constructive. Please understand that, first and foremost.
That's why you react in full to things. I don't know where people are not letting you have your word in. The only reason anybody's ever heard what you said is because you've been reacted to in full by other people.
Yeah, and then obviously at the end of it, it's always this mentally ill spiel that they give. To write it all off. Write everything he just said. He just spoke for an hour, mentally ill. He just spoke for 30 minutes, mentally ill. Mentally ill. Stop. Address me on my merits alone. Do not, when I make a 20-minute call on Twitch with your community, lie about why you don't spend on gotcha. Seen it. So I don't know if this is forgetfulness or if it's intentional. Either way, my message has been very clear from day one.
Yes. Yeah. His message that free to play content creators, but also people who are paid content creators.
No, I've already said this was a correction I needed to make. Obviously, I think there's plenty of criticism to go around, but based on my original philosophy, I want people to support video games. Period.
Are succubi and
No, not people that pay. I don't believe that. But then again, if you pay and you get it basically used by your taxes or something else, yeah, then I speak to your intentions, of course. There's so many people trying to not pay taxes. Like, I'm not even gonna talk about politics or just like bureaucracy stuff, but yeah.
Demonic beings. Those are direct quotes, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it was hyperbole. It was done to hit the algorithm, and it worked. That's why we're talking on June 11th.
Succubi and demonic beings. That has been...
You didn't have to pick this up, Hex. You didn't have to react to my initial video. Tectone didn't either. You chose to because you thought it would be funny. You thought it would be entertaining. And then when I started to have an actual concrete argument, you deflected by saying I'm mentally ill, which indicates that your audience is not capable of having a nuanced debate. Because it would be easy to talk about this and have an honest, responsible adult debate.
Very, very clear message. Thank you. Thank you for reminding us, Timu Tone.
You're welcome.
And I show you me spending the dollar, and then you say it's not fine?
You don't show me anything, first of all. You've never shown me spend $1 on the game. If you really wanted, and I never thought you would, but let's just say you did, you could have spent the 99 cents. And I'll be honest with you, this would have been over. I would have stopped at that rate.
Oh.
And then I realized that you spend money on Honkai Star Rail. Now that it's out, and now that I added the clip, that is actually pretty effective in my opinion. Now it becomes an issue. Now you want to actually acknowledge it. So there's just layers here. And I get it. But I'm just a nobody online that you tried to bully. All these people try to bully me, thinking that maybe my message would get in the algorithm. And if it did, and if they didn't, they'd have to backtrack. They would have to literally... it can't get too big. They have to nip it in the butt before it gets too big. And a lot of people get intimidated and they go away. I'm not going to be that person. That's why they keep on pressuring me with, why are you...
We're all... Don't worry. I so you have a wife and kids? We're not allowed to ask about it.
Okay, so we did make some resolution here. Okay, this is interesting because maybe that never got to that. Maybe there's something worse that happens later. I'm glad we're finally making that concession. Thank you very much. Because I never asked about your life either, or Tectone's. I don't care what your relationship status is, how many, offspring you have or siblings. Like, that is weird. If you want to talk about weird and use it appropriately, that is weird, in my opinion.
This family situation, he's made that clear.
Thank you.
We're not allowed to ask.
It's not really funny. I mean, why would we want to have this conversation when we're talking about gacha? We're talking about individuals, okay? Me, you, Tectone. Us three. All adults, apparently, presumably. Okay? We can have a decent conversation instead of deducing it to family just to try to make a point. Again, as if talking to children.
But I'd like you to know, like, on behalf of me and Tectone and everybody else I know, we are all incredibly intimidated by Plazukas, and that's why we keep responding to him and laughing at him.
I don't think you'll be doing that after this. I think we're good, which is good, because I'm good as well. Moving on.
Because, like, when we talk about Plazukas, our chats just start spamming, hey.
They do. You've actually got more audience with me being in the zeitgeist than you had previously. So I've definitely increased your numbers to some degree. And that's provable on your actual YouTube videos. Mine is still the highest viewed, I think. Maybe not now, because I haven't looked since the media blackout, but it was when I last looked, at least for a long time. Like, you can discernibly see mine being the higher viewed ones. On Tectone's channel, it's different. I'm not. It was not a good, I don't think it was a good strategy for him to have me on there, because it didn't really produce the numbers that I think he thought it might.
Plazukas, and it's like, it's very, very intimidating. So yeah, we're all very afraid of this dude.
Sound effect again, huh? Okay. Okay, well, a prolonged sound effect now, just to be clear. I thought it was going to last forever. Games. What are you doing with your family? Are you spending time with them? You have no job. They want to continue to pressure me. They want to continue to badger me. They want to continue to make it seem like time with them. You have no job. They want to continue. What's wrong with that? Why are you playing games? What are you doing with your family? Are you spending time with them? You have no job. They want to continue to pressure me. They want to continue to badger me. They want to continue to make it seem like it's something personal. It's not personal.
Yo, you badger everybody and pressure everybody. This is crazy. Go off.
I do not.
Go off, King. Go on, King.
King! It is merely professional. That is all it is. It's
You've been very professional.
Conversations and debates.
Yeah.
You just don't like that because it affects your particular personality that you've developed for whatever years. And I didn't even know that until now. And yes, now that I know this, and you are one of the biggest gacha streamers in the world, yes, because you are part of the problem.
He's so strong and brave.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't need that. I don't want that, but I acknowledge it.
I can't believe how strong he's been against big ol' mean ol' Tectone and Corpa. Because, you know, Tectone and Corpa are besties. So, yeah. He's really strong and Willy boy, Willy.
Okay, second time sound effect. In my opinion, 4 sound effects this video so far. And that problem is my hobby. Games that I love. People that I love in the community.
Who do you love in the community? Names, specifically.
All right. Angry Joe Show. Skill Up. Kind of Funny Games. There's a bunch of people I love in the community. There's more than that. Let's be very clear. But I'll just give you 3. Okay? I recommend pretty much all of those. Different taste, obviously. Skill Up mainly for his reviews. Angry Joe. I like most of his variety stuff. He does Warhammer stuff that I watch every now and then. And then Kind of Funny Games for like daily news and stuff like that.
Or is it just like they again?
Well, I tend to be vague, yeah, because it doesn't matter. You know, only people are asking me specifics. It doesn't matter. That is irrelevant to the point that we're making about gachas and about supporting them. And clearly you don't support them. Or you do, you're selective with the support, and the reason why is because...
No way.
I didn't know he supported Honkai. I didn't know he supported Honkai Star Rail.
What? People are supportive specifically of their friends?
I don't know. No way. Maybe I'm getting lost as well.
We're not supportive of people who we don't know and we think are kind of crazy. No way.
Interesting. Okay.
Crazy.
Okay. You're playing a game, not a video game, a game of the mind, which is what salespeople do, which is what I've been saying from day 1.
He's been saying that. That's true.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So which is it? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. I stand by what I said.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is you can't defend your logic?
I've defended my logic over and over and over again. And listen, it's a little bit redundant.
And so you're just going to make vague comments because you're...
I don't make vague comments. Okay, maybe I do make some vague comments, but they're meant to protect my own personal interest. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about bureaucracy. I'm trying not to, at least, but I get thrown into it where I have to. I'm not trying to talk about personal stuff. I try to be vague. I try not to be specific because specific creates the environment where you're going to like me or you're going to hate me. Okay? I'm trying to be neutral here. I'm trying to just make my debate, and that's where it stands instead of all this other crap that happens in between. And yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not a professional, you know. I'm just doing this as a hobby. Okay, I'm doing the best I can. I think I'm doing very well, but then again, you know, I've made mistakes. One of them was obviously not highlighting and saying and correcting the record specifically about Hex.
Yeah, you kind of do. I mean, but yeah, okay, yeah. No,
about her spending money and supporting the game, essentially. But I don't know why she would ever pick me up as the video that she did initially when she supports the game. I don't understand that. I don't understand that part of it either. So I'm still wrong for assuming, and I stand corrected.
He's right. It's not vague. It's very direct.
Because I continue to ramble.
Delusional?
Yeah, you do ramble a lot.
I do. I am delusional in the sense that I do not form to the standardized, westernized version of capitalism. Yeah, right.
No, yeah, sure, yeah. He's a trailblazer.
I am.
He's a trailblazer.
I am, sorta, kinda. I mean, I'm never gonna make. That's why I said I needed. It's either the world gets fixed or my games get fixed. And I have a right to have that opinion. It's my hobby. Let's be very clear. The world doesn't look like it's going to get fixed. So I will focus on what I can focus on. That's small enough, which it isn't that small because games are one of the biggest entertainment industries in the entire world. But then again, here we are. We're their own waves. Small community. I didn't ask for this. I just made a video. And it just went, you know, it got into the algorithm and got into people's feeds. And then went from there.
He's a trailblazer.
I'm not a capitalistic. I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't want to ever be because I know that at that level, at the hundreds of thousands, $1 million, $1 billion level, you have to literally destroy people's lives. You have to literally take advantage of people.
Yeah. Hundreds and thousands and 1 million and 1 billion are like very different numbers. I just hope you guys know that. The difference between 100,000 and 1 million and 1 billion are...
Yeah, I mean, this is fair, I think. And I do tend to do this a lot with my rambling. But I think, and I will get to this, and as soon as, well, I don't know what's going to happen, right? But as soon as whatever this is continues, I will eventually have a caveat here as to why I think that. And the smaller the number, the less impact you have on the world, in my opinion.
It is insane. Let me look at something.
Uh-oh. What are we doing now?
How many days is a million seconds?
What are we doing here?
Versus a billion
I do not like graphs, Hex. I do not like graphs.
So 1 million seconds.
There's going to be a fourth part to this video, everybody, just so you know.
How many zeros is a billion?
11 point. Oh, wow.
Is it 3 more zeros than 1 million? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of big, that's a big difference.
1 million.
Stand correct. That's a big difference. 1 million to 1 billion is a lot. Okay.
1 million seconds is 11 days.
Fair.
1 billion seconds is 11,574 days.
All right, 100 million. I'll stand corrected. 100 million to 1 billion.
It's almost 4 years.
Actually, no. I'm not going to do that.
The difference between 100,000,
I'll stand by what I said.
0, 0, 0, 0. 100,000 seconds is a little bit.
I will say the 100. Okay, the 100,000 part. Okay, fine. I stand corrected on 100,000. Million. I'll stand by the million and the billion. I will correct the record and say 100,000. Yeah, it just was me going through the logic of numbers, and to be honest, it was a little bit rambly. Okay, fine. You got me. I stand corrected. But as usual, I'm 97% correct so far, so I'm doing okay, mathematically speaking, although I am not very good at math.
More than 1. There's a very big difference between those numbers. If we just add a couple more zeros, like that's a big difference. The difference between somebody who's made $100,000 or even $1 million in 1 year, this does not apply to how you make $1 billion, because he's talking about billionaires. When we're talking about we are willing to ruin people's lives.
Okay.
Millionaires and people who have made less than $1 million. That's not true. There are plenty of occupations.
Yeah, and I think this is a fair point. I think it's a fair correction. I stand corrected in this particular aspect, and I appreciate that.
That you can just get out of college and make $100,000, $500,000.
Yeah.
But billionaires are different than millionaires. But I know that words are very, very hard, so I figured I'd help you out with that.
In reality, and this has been proven from a lot of my videos, that's why I don't like graphs as well. You are right. This is the one time I will allow you all of the, 100%, thumbs up. And I know there's a certain level that you don't have to do that, or it's so minor that it won't affect them as much. And if we all lived in that area, everybody would be fine. Yeah, the world would not have poverty. Yeah, but that's speaking a whole different kind of topic.
Yeah, if Tectone gave away all his money, like
again, deducing it down to this is very petty, but okay. You know what I meant.
Like at least one other person would not be in poverty. That's true. Like you know how many McChickens Tectone could buy?
What does McChickens have anything to do with this argument?
How many McChickens is currently in Tectone's bank account? We must find out. We need to know. Could the number of McChickens
It's just a weird. I mean, from my perspective, because I need to take another course in math, this is actually good for me because this is how I used to, I think, get taught math when I was a kid. So I remember some of it. It's kind of, I'm recollecting my past.
Chickens in Tectone's bank account at this time solve world hunger. I bet he's too afraid to answer this question. He's just too much of a coward.
Weird. I'm not trying to do that. But in the hobby that I love, that it provides me escape from all this shit that's happening in the world today, yeah, it does matter to me then. And when it becomes greedy, when it becomes capitalistic, when it becomes salesy, when it becomes gamey outside of video games, yeah, I have a problem with that. You kind of
why don't you just play the games, like not watch content creators then, bro?
Again, deducing my arguments down to that. Just my arguments down to, why don't you play games? Why don't you spend time with your family? Are you mentally ill? Like, why? Just talk to me on my merits.
Have you ever like considered that if you were just really bothered by like how content creators operate, like that you could just like not watch them?
I'm sure you'd love that. I did try that, Hex. And then you made this video about me. And here we are. And if I had not known, who would have cared, right? Except everybody affects everybody's world. And those little commenters that come on my channel, and now I can pretty much conclude that some of them are coming from essentially your channel, Hex, would have kept on piling on to me. And that's fine, right? That's fine that you get to do this. That you don't move on. I have to move on because of XYZ that you've already mentioned. And again, you're wrong.
And you could just play games?
I do play games. I love video games. I'm going to play video games. I just have to literally focus on what I'm doing here to make a point. And once that point has been made, and once the air is clear, I'll go back to playing video games. And then we'll get back to some normalcy. All of us, everyone. You're welcome. Move on.
Hypothetically, you know, like you could just ignore it. Like if it bothers you so bad, like
Sure, you can ignore everything in the world. And we commonly do as gamers because we have an escapist hobby. That is a fact. But when it is your hobby, and when you see it every day, and you can't escape that, that's the one thing you can't escape. Like I said, I can't fix the world, so I'm trying to just save my environment here. And that's very difficult sometimes. And I've stayed silent. I've ignored it enough. Now it's time to talk about it. Okay? I have been silent. I have used your methodology for too long, and now I have an opportunity, and I'm going to take that opportunity. And I'm not going to be mitigated by disillusioned, mental ill, family responsibilities that you say should essentially stop me from having these conversations. Not happening.
you could just fucking ignore it.
Call me delusional. Yes, that is true. I agree with you. You could just ignore it. Just like everything else in the world. You can ignore everything. And we all do to some degree. But I'm choosing not to. It is a choice. Some easier than others, clearly. Because you think that I should just fit into the system and make all that money.
There's not a system, not in the way that you're talking about it.
I can't do that. I can't do that. There's many reasons why I can't.
The thing is, like, he doesn't really understand the difference between me and Tectone, which is how you, like, I want you guys to understand this.
Go ahead.
He does not really understand, like, the difference. He was not sure if me and Tectone made the same amount of money.
Well, I mean, in generalized terms, yeah, I did say, well, I knew that Tectone made more money. I just didn't know the difference.
He wasn't sure if Tectone makes more money than me.
I think maybe I wasn't sure, but because I didn't want to say unequivocally. I think that was the reason why I didn't say it. But now, this implication suggests that Tectone makes more money. Okay.
Like, how can you know that a system is there when you don't even understand, like, the basics of what's in front of your face?
I do understand. I see your numbers. I see Tectone's numbers. I see the numbers. But those are that's only parts of the pie. There are so many other things I don't know about you, you know? And I'm not going to presume because that would be personal. Moving on.
And this is realistically a read of myself, right?
Yeah. Don't talk to yourself.
I make fraction upon fraction of how much Tectone makes in a day.
Okay.
But he genuinely did not understand. He does not know for sure if Tectone makes more money than me. Like, how can you know?
I now have a better understanding that you do not make as much money as Tectone. And that is not important, but I appreciate that.
How can you see a system? How can you understand more than other people when you don't understand, like, the basic level of, like, how shit works?
And this is fine. So when we're talking about deducing all the arguments to what other thing, this is a fair criticism. And I agree with you. I don't know everything about every the business side of it. And some of it is speculation. And that is a fair criticism. And I do accept that. And I talk a lot. So there are things that I will say that I do not know 100% all the time. But I'm very confident that around 95% of what I say is correct. And I'm not really worried. I'm not really worried about the 5%, okay? Because at least currently, the other individuals that I'm interacting with, in my opinion, are or have been, historically speaking, more wrong, percentage-wise, if we're going to do it like that. So you prove that to me. You show me your financial documents. That's unequivocally proven. You show me all the things how people make money. I don't know who you are, Hex. I don't know how much money you make besides Twitch. I don't know if you have another job. Like, that's not for me to even assume. So I just went with the generalized statement, which I think is the fairer way to have that conversation, in my opinion.
I'm a 1,000-dayer. Yeah, this isn't fair, to be honest. Tectone should give his McChickens to you. Bro, you're so right. I bet Tectone has so many fucking McChickens in his bank and he doesn't share. We need we need to distribute Tectone's McChicken wealth among the people.
We have not left this
so that this can be made right.
I'm not trying to listen. I'm not trying to end this video right now. It's gonna have to end soon because we're at 47 minutes. This timer has not moved once.
He is gatekeeping his McChickens.
This
is insane. One. We need to redistribute the McChicken wealth.
Do that. Really,
this is so true.
Not a simple thing for me. I wish I could a lot of times, in my life. I wish I could have done that, but I've never been able to.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? Is that you can't defend yourself? And I've been consistent? No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
You said that all you wanted me to do was spend money on games. And then I show you over the course of 3 years, I've spent $20 on a game.
I do answer
right?
this.
Which was one game. That's my side game.
And
I'm still free to play on Wuthering Waves. So you say, if you spend, okay, so you didn't spend on Wuthering Waves. Okay, so if I spend money on Wuthering Waves, then it's fine? Or what about if I spend Wuthering Waves, then you're going to say,
yes,
oh.
He needs to give his McChickens to Kuro Games. The billion-dollar company.
Okay, I don't know what do you mean?
Company clearly is lacking in McChicken.
Yeah. Haven't I said this already? Companies don't want to make some of the money. They want to make all the money. And apparently so does content creators.
Profits. Do you guys see the system at work right now? Kuro Games has like no McChickens probably. Tectone needs to share his McChickens with Kuro Games or else he is a demonic being and a succubus.
Okay, fair. Go ahead.
Like Bobby Kotick. He needs to share the...
That was for the algorithm. That was well before this whole entire thing happened. You didn't have to react to that video, X. Tectone did not have to react to that video. It was just there. You did not have to give me any type of the day. Why? Why would you? I hope this video is quicker now. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to be. Okay. I can't go any longer. This is part 3 of my ongoing series reacting to Hex's reaction to my Tectone video. Who knows how this ends, even if it does end on part 4. If you like this content, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.